detective in the city of Retroshooti.
Hi guys and welcome to I Love Indies, Indies of the Week. Today we're starting off with Disco Elysium's Final Cut. The game originally came out in October 2019, it now makes its way to consoles this week. If you've not played the game before or know very little about it, well, it's a role-playing game featuring a detective with amnesia who's charged with solving a murder. There's no combat in the traditional sense, instead you have to deal with situations through skills acquired and dialogue trees.
Truly unforgettable.
The Final Cut includes complete voice work for the hundreds of characters featured in the game. This was requested by fans. There are also new quests that have been added. In many ways the game plays a lot like a tabletop board game. It's influenced by shows like The Wire and True Detective. If you're yet to experience this one, the game that critics hailed as Game of the Year in 2019, pick it up now in its most complete form on all the major consoles. Might and Magic are renowned for their very particular low poly patchwork art style, along with their emotional stories of animal survival. With Shelter 3, the focus this time is on a herd of elephants, with you playing as the mother and leader of the group. You need to keep the herd well fed and protect them as you cross the quilted plains. This one's a pretty short experience and doesn't quite reach the emotional heights of the first two games, and the elephant AI is a little bit clunky at times, but Shelter 3 I feel is still worth your time, particularly if you're a fan of the series. Check it out now on PC via Steam. A rather lovely looking pixel art game out this week is Guns N' Runs. In this one, you control one of 8 characters in fast-paced platforming action. Each of the 8 squad members have their own narrative. There are over 200 challenges and a huge amount of weapons to try out here. It plays a lot like a precision platformer, where you'll have to jump, shoot and dash if you want to succeed. If you're sold on the art style and really fancy a challenge, head over to Steam now and check this one out. Next up we have Retroshooti, a wonderfully strange 2D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. The game immediately captured my attention with its fantastic pixel art style and also some of the bizarre levels which feature giant cats, frogs, pirate ships, hamburgers and even tanks. With its original chiptune soundtrack and some of the wackiest boss fights you've ever seen in a shoot-'em-up, Retroshooti is really an easy one to recommend whether you're a fan of the genre or just want something a bit different. The game's out now in early access on PC via Steam and itch.io. Our final hidden gem of the week is another pixel art beauty. Dark Around You is a short platformer where you take control of a hero trying to unravel the mystery of the Whispering Dungeons. Inspired by platformers of the 16-bit era and featuring traps, tricky jumps and creative puzzles, this one is well worth its cheap asking price. Dark Around You is available now on PC via Steam.
Isaac, it's time to get up.
After being in development for some time, The Binding of Isaac's final DLC got released this week. Repentance is more than just an expansion though. The developers claim there's enough content here for this to be a sequel in its own right. So what's new? Well, there's new characters, new rooms, hundreds of new items, there's a proper 2-player co-op mode, a new final boss, an ending, plus much more. What started as a twisted Zelda-style flash game almost 10 years ago has evolved into a mammoth beast of a game, with hundreds, if not thousands of hours of content to enjoy. Repentance is a paid premium DLC, but well worth the asking price for all the new things that come with this expansion. Check it out now on PC via Steam, and it's also due to drop on consoles sometime this summer.
Just when you thought hell was safe, the damned cry for your help again.
Also receiving new DLC is Monster Train, a deck-building roguelite set on a train to hell. The carriages feature 4 floors with a pyre on the top floor which must be protected at all costs. You must strategically place your cards to summon monsters, push the invaders back and defeat them before they reach the pyre. This new DLC, entitled The Last Divinity, adds a new clan, new collectible resources, and a new even harder final boss. If you already have the base game, well, head over to Steam now for this paid premium DLC. If not, and you're a big fan of Slay the Spire, I urge you to give Monster Train a try. I've already featured Narita Boy twice in previous videos, so fans of the channel, you'll know that I've been waiting for this one for some time. It's an 80s child's dream game, featuring stunning pixel art graphics, a fantastic synthesizer soundtrack, something that will stay with you well after completing the game, and there are some fantastic upgrade abilities for the protagonist. The plot is a little hard to follow at times. In a nutshell, an evil entity known as Him, H-I-M in capitals, has taken over the digital kingdom with his stallions, and it's up to you, Narita Boy, to defeat him. Early reviews for the game have been a little bit mixed, particularly with regard to the combat system, which isn't quite as satisfying and varied as you would hope. The level design also has some flaws and features quite a bit of backtracking. Yet, despite all this, I really love this game. It's beautiful, creative, nostalgic, and to me, a work of art. I urge you to pick up the Techno Sword and slay the stallions now on PC and all the major consoles. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the Isle of Indies channel. I'll leave you with the most intriguing of new trailers released this week. This is Loot River, a top-down roguelite with a very unique mechanic, spatial block shifting, which allows you to slide blocks of ancient ruins to forge a path and slay your foes. This one's due out later in the year on PC and Xbox. Until next time guys, keep loving indies.